suck. Go fuck yourself.
You ain't got no bad goals. I ain't got a true phone. I got P's and M's and K's and O's. They're illegal, so I'm not just it's on my eyes, I was just a middle finger. Cannons on my feet, the pogo in the liver. Even though I'm river, I think I'm a singer. Catch me in the car, I treat the chorus like a tinger. East side, I'm a South boy, from South shit. This is this ain't all that fucking
Man, I got a special motherfucking edition of the heel turn tonight. I don't have my co-host with me, but I got the second best thing, man. I got Twisted Wrestling Alliance in the motherfucking house tonight. And they are going to be bringing you some of the best promos in the game right now while hyping up the upcoming show that they got on August 2nd. It is EF5. Joining me now, I have Robbie Cook, the TWA heavyweight champion, if I'm saying it correct.
That is correct. There's the gold right there.
How you doing tonight, my man?
Oh man, I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. And I got his opponent. He's been on our show before. You guys recognize him. We got Robbie Idol showing up tonight as well. How you doing,
What's
my
up,
man?
Johnny? I'm good. How you doing, Johnny?
Good. Long time no see.
Yes. Good to be back.
It is. So, like I was letting everybody know, August 2nd, you and Robbie Cook go one-on-one for the TWA Heavyweight Championship in what is being booked as the Englewood Street Fight.
Correct.
Give us the story, man. How did this come about? Because last time we talked to you, you just you were hanging out at the moment.
Came about, Robbie wound up winning the championship on May 17th.
Okay.
And so he wound up winning it on May 17th. Robbie and I go way back. Well, we actually go way, way back. So I've known him since he was a child because his dad is Bob Cook. So I've known him for, since he was born. And everybody knows I was on the road and traveled with Bob and wrestled against Bob, wrestled with Bob. Back in 2014, in a different organization, Robbie and he was the champion and we had wrestled each other for the championship belt back then.
Okay.
So because of the ref and stuff went sideways, he wound up coming away the victor. So I guess it still left a bad taste in my mouth from all those years.
Okay.
And so seeing him when heard he won, put kind of like a thought in my head. Monday, I wound up going to the commissioner that runs the TWA and said, hey, what are the chances of coming in to have a match with Robbie as a street fight and putting the belt on the line? Joe thought about it and got back to me, said, that sounds like a real good idea. And we went from there. And Robbie, when I had challenged Robbie, he just thought it was going to be a street fight. He didn't realize that the belt got put on the line, wasn't happy about it. But
no, I wasn't happy at all because it's one of those things to where I agreed to a street fight. And I didn't even want to do that because I felt that was too much, and then you come in asking for a title shot when there's a whole bunch of guys in the locker room who are, I'm not trying to put you down here or belittle you, but they're busting their ass and they're trying to make a name for themselves just like you have. and they're earning a right to where, I'll take on all comers, but I felt like you kind of skipped that line of everybody else, and I just
Yes,
felt like it wasn't earned, in my opinion.
well,
And second of all, your age kind of does, scare me, and I'm not trying to
well,
belittle you here.
let's address two things that you brought up. First of all, we'll address the locker room. Like I said in the promo before, and back in that, you said I jumped the line. Well, all my credentials, all my years in wrestling puts me way ahead of the line. That locker room, you can combine all that locker room and they don't earn up to Robbie Idol. So I can jump the line on that. They will get their chance after I beat you on August 2nd. I'll take on any one of them or all of them. I don't really care.
Robbie's got the whole Goldberg quote coming out.
So second of all, everybody, the critics, even some of my friends are questioning my age, saying, are you sure about this? And they're all asking about the age. So you know what I got to say to you, the critics, even my friends that are asking about my age, you know what I got to say to that? Here's what I got to say to you guys. Fuck you all on my age. I'm going to show you guys something. We're going to go back to what took me out of wrestling in 92 when I had the medical condition that took me out. As we were leaving the doctor's office that day, he pulled my wife aside and told her, "You're ready. He's going to be in a wheelchair in 6 months." 7 years later, after that, I returned back to the ring in 99. When he had told me that, I saw him and said, "I fooled you, didn't I?" And he looked at me and he goes, "You're a different breed. I have never seen anybody like you. You are built different than anybody else." And what you're going to find out August 2nd, with all my friends, all the critics, all the doubters, that I'm a rabid dog and I'm coming in. So you better be ready, Robbie. I'm coming like a rabid dog. And you have been protected all your life by your dad. He's given you opportunities. He's paved the way for you, but he's also had shit handed to you. He has protected you. And this time around, there is no protecting you. It's coming. So be ready. Like I said, I'm coming like a rabid dog. And the only bad thing, because you're a product of what you were brought up, and your dad has no dog in him. And I don't think you have any dog in you. But we're going to find out August 2nd if you have dog, because I definitely know your dad never had dog in him. So August 2nd, be ready. We may be family, but we're going to throw family out the door, out the window. Because I've had friends that said, "Hey man, we're like brothers." And as soon as you turned around, they drove a knife in your back as far as they could. I know there's no loyalty, and you're finding out there's no loyalty in this business. And I've heard you claim I'm like a second father, and I drove a knife in your back when I went for the championship. So I'm showing you there's no loyalty. Like I said, you're a product of your environment, and your dad has no dog in him. And when I came back to wrestling in 99 and became the RWA champion, and he was a champion in some other organization, I challenged him and said, "Hey, let's unify belts. Let's go put your belt against my belt." And he didn't have the guts to do it. I will give you credit. You got a little bit of guts. You weren't happy that title got put on, but you did sign the contract for it. So I will give you that credit. You got a little bit bigger balls than your dad does. But August 2nd, bring everything you got, because you're going to be in the ring with a rabid dog, and I'm coming like a madman. Like I told Joe, and I told you, when I win that title, the next day I'm driving to the Skyway. I'm throwing it over the bridge, and I'm walking away as a champion, and I'm vacating it and said, I'm done. So Joe will have to buy another belt, and anybody can go diving in St. Pete to try to find that belt, but I'm throwing it over, and I'm going to walk away a champion and say, I am done.
Floor's all yours, Mr. Cook.
You got some high hopes, man. You really do. And I don't fully understand if you know what you're getting yourself into. You're going to say that you know what you're getting yourself into, but you're going to, you told me to bring the dog, and you got the dog in you, and you don't know if I got the dog in me. Well, woof, woof. I'm undefeated in TWA, and you think that, my dad is somehow protecting me or he's whatever. He has nothing to do with anything that I have accomplished in my wrestling world at all. The only thing he's done for me, believe it or not, is he helped train me. That is it. Other than that, I've been on my own, climbing through the rankings of Florida, the Carolinas, Tennessee, all that places like that. And I'm always compared to my dad, no matter what I do, no matter who I wrestle. Oh, you're not like your dad. You're not like whatever. Your dad helps you out. It's a misconception that he helps me out and that he guides me in different ways and whatever. I'm my own person, man. And August 2nd, you are going to get hurt. There's no way around it.
Well, we're going to find out August 2nd.
You're up in age. You haven't been in a ring in God knows how long. I'm the goddamn champion, man. You know what that means? I am the best that company has to offer. And there's a lot of tough competitors in that company.
Like you said, your dad got you the title shot. Your dad got you the title shot. I know that. He got you the title shot. So
that's your opinion.
Don't say he hasn't protected you.
I've been undefeated.
He got you that opportunity, So, but that's fine. It's going to be like what it was years ago. Between everybody would compare your dad, me, and Rick Ryder, and me and Rick were kind of always were the off cast. So when I beat you, this kind of goes, me and Rick won this thing because we've always been kind of compared to your dad. And like I said, Rick and I believe your dad couldn't have carried our bags he couldn't carry them to the arena. And I proved that in '99 when I came back and reinvented myself. Your dad didn't have the guts to put his title up against my RWA title to try to unify them. But because he know what I had reinvented myself.
And that's on him. I have nothing to do with my dad's decisions or how he's ever handled any piece of business he has to offer. Everybody always thinks we're like we're like this. In reality, we're like this. Like he's got me in the business. If I needed help, he's my dad, he would help me. And if he needs help from me, obviously I have that loyalty and I would help him. But I don't ask him to hand me anything when it comes to the wrestling business, and nor have I ever asked that. I've always earned every opportunity that I've had. And, and this whole misconception of the last time me and you wrestled, you got screwed by the referee. You always think I had something to do with that. You ever just think you're an asshole, and some people just don't. Sorry, I don't know if I can cuss. But,
oh, you can cuss.
Like some people just don't, perhaps like you, maybe you're not everybody's cup of tea. And maybe that night, he, just didn't like you. And, that's the way it goes.
And that's why you brought him back. You got him in your corner again, but that's fine. If I had to beat you and him for that title, I'll beat both of you. I really don't give a shit on that because, if that's what it takes. And I think that's why you brought Pete back in as your referee is because okay, he's going to be on my side. Do what you got to do. But like I said, it's just going to be all out war on August 2nd.
You're damn right it's going to be an all-out war. And I'll address the Pete thing real fast. Is you came, you asked for a title shot. I felt that was way out of the line. I felt maybe you're trying to play mind games on me and try to get my brain off of defending my belt and trying to see the bigger picture. And then you know what? I figured, well, I'll ask Pete and see if he wants to come referee, and maybe we can get in your head a little bit. You know, it's a street fight. There's no rules. Anything goes. And I'm the damn champion, and I'm going to do what I got to do to protect my belt.
Well, you do what you got to do because.
But if you're thinking that I've told him to do anything but call it right down the middle, you're wrong. Just because you guys, may not see eye to eye on things, for some reason you think I'm telling him, oh, he needs to do this, and I'm expecting him to do that. He can handle things however he wants to handle things. He's not a damn kid. He's a grown man who wants pythons in the wilderness, man. And
let's put it this way. I've also remember I traveled with your dad. You're a cook, and I know Bob would do anything to hang on to his title. So guess what? Apple don't fall far from the tree. So I don't put it past you to do anything to keep that title, because you ain't keeping it after August 2nd. I'm taking it. So I don't put nothing past you. You're a cook. I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. So
well, I'm sorry that you hear that you don't trust me as far as you could throw me. I considered you family, and I always trusted you. But like I said, you coming out and trying to demand a title shot really upset me about that. And it's one of those things to where there's a difference between going into a match in one state of mind of me and you just going in and having a match, and I'm trying to be a nice guy. I'm trying to be a nice friend here and let you get that last spot of sunshine, your one last ride in the sunset before you're probably done forever. And now you just go, oh, let me get a title shot. It's I get it, but I don't get it. Like if you're damn 64, you're 64 damn years old. If you think that you're gonna come get into the ring and be moving around like you did 30 years ago, you got to be out of your damn mind. And the fact, and you act like I don't know that you got bad hips, you got bad knees, you're not the healthiest individual walking God's green earth.
Hey, as a mutual party, I will say if Jericho is still doing it at 8,000 years old with Ric Flair, I think Robbie Idol should be able to pull this off.
Hey, you're just upset because when I beat you, you're at the back of the line, and like I said, you're also upset because I said I'll throw the damn thing off the Skyway, and now that you're gonna have to go through a tournament, and you're gonna have to go through that whole locker room because they're all pissed off because I came in, jumped the line, but like I said, I don't care who I fend back there. They don't have my credentials. They're all vying for spots. I've already proved my spot. I've already earned my spot. I earned my spot a long time ago. They can all get in the back of the line. And when it's all said and done, be ready for a big tournament, boys, because after I beat you, Robbie, that belt's going off the Skyway, and you guys can all have a big tournament to see who the next champion is. And that's why you're upset, because you definitely don't want to have to go through a tournament because you don't know if you got enough to go through a tournament.
I have no problem going through a tournament. I'm starting to put these little pieces together. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but maybe you're probably going to deny this. Chief Eddie Two Rivers, Mister in the locker room, he lost last. I took the belt off him, and I think he's upset. Maybe he's kind of in your ear a little bit, trying to play mind games with me because he knew that he got knocked out, and he's next in line too he's next in line for a shot too, and Krieger too. In fact, they're doing a number one contendership match. So
I was going to say, I was actually going to allude to that after we talked about yours, the number one contendership.
Yeah, well, Joe gonna have, the commissioner of the TWA, Joe gonna have to rethink all this stuff because, like I said, when I win, the belt's going off the Skyway. I'm vacating it, and then I'll help him put together a tournament. But
Hey, let me give you a quick heel turn though, real quick, Mister Idol.
Okay.
What if you didn't just throw it up the Skyway? What if you held on to it, at least defended it one time against whoever that number one contender is, beat them, and then if you decide to throw it off, that way in my opinion, you can't just win it and run away. That's a John Cena-esque move. We don't like chicken shits around here. You can't go back to Hollywood. They defended at least one time.
Right. Well, you can't do no bitch ass move.
Nah, I can't do that.
Well, yeah. Well, you know what? That may not be a bad idea, Johnny, to see who comes out the victor of Chief Eddie or the fake Kruger guy or whatever, trying to be like Tiffany's boyfriend there, So, if that's the case, maybe I have to get ready for one more street fight and put the belt up on the line. That may not be a bad idea, Johnny.
What do you think, Robbie?
I don't think he had a chance in hell of taking the belt from me. But if he did, he's not going to be in any shape or condition to be defending that thing anytime soon. Especially against, Chief Eddie or Krieger, whoever wins that match, because both of those guys are tough as nails. I've had my run-ins with Chief, and I admit I didn't think he was as good as he was going to be, and he brought the heat, And Krieger, I've seen him work. He's
Okay.
real good. He's super technical. If I was you, I would be concerned about about those having to work either one of those two guys. It's not a walk in the park, man.
Hey, like I said, if that's the case, and I got when I beat you, and I defend it one time, like I said, it'll be a street fight. It ain't going to be no technical stuff. We're going street fights. So I don't know if either one of them can street fight. They may be technical and stuff, but
hey, I know this is crazy, you guys. I don't want to cut you guys off. I know this is crazy, but you guys just made Fox 13 news.
Oh, well, that's pretty.
I don't know if you guys are aware that the only in Florida little segment they do from the 7 to 7:30 hour, you guys made it, and I wish I caught the whole story, but I was caught up with you guys. But man, I'm gonna have to go back if I can get that for you guys. That is awesome.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. So I'm glad to see this match being promoted as what it should be. And all joking aside, I'm taking this match more serious than I take any of my other matches, just because Robbie's been there, he's done that, and I know that he's coming in with a vengeance, and he's going to bring the heat to the barbecue, as they say around here, and I'm expecting that, and I'm not going to be a walk in the park, but yeah, I mean, if you're watching, fans, if you're watching this, follow, Twisted Wrestling Alliance on Facebook, follow their YouTube channel. The shows sell out, very quickly. It's $15. It's not a lot. It's a great deal in my opinion, and you get free food out of the deal afterwards, and then you get to hang out. You guys
understand the inflation.
Yeah. And you get to hang out and and kind of mingle with some of the wrestlers and stuff. And where else do you really have a chance to do that? I've been in the wrestling game for a long time, and I can't ever remember going to a wrestling show or being part of a company where they're offering food to the fans and you get to hang out afterward at no additional cost. Like it's a wrestling fan's dream. In my opinion, if I was a wrestling fan and, you know, and there was companies offering stuff like that, I would jump on that opportunity in a heartbeat, because you never know the people you're going to meet. And then if you're you
Yeah.
know, if you're inspiring to be a wrestler, this is your opportunity to come and pick one of these guys' brains. You know, I don't right now. Me and Idol don't see eye to eye, but he has a great brain to pick. You know, when it comes to if you want to get into the business, and he's a straight shooter, and I'm a straight shooter, and I'll
Hell
tell you
yeah.
how, you know, how it is, and offer you advice about different wrestling schools to go to, and you know, steer people in the right direction. You know, I have a love for professional wrestling. I always have, and anytime I can, you know, help someone's love grow for it even deeper, you know, and then, you know, and have people, you know, who are fans who want to get in, and then they can really, you know, appreciate what this business is about and be a part of it. It's a magical thing, you
It
know.
is.
I always look at things this way, and it's no matter, you know, if you go to a wrestling show, you have a lot of stuff on your mind. If
Mhm.
my match can help you take whatever problems you have in your life, if that can make it all go away for a few minutes of time, and you're having, you know, a great time, that's all the payment, you know, that I need, you know, per se. You know, I just I just want to, you know, spread the love of wrestling, and help entertain people. And you know, the world can be a dirty, ugly place, and
Yeah.
if the wrestling can help clear a path, and help enlighten someone and help their mood and whatever, it's all worth it, you know. So
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, we were talking about it before we started the show, that right now it's a really great time to be a wrestling fan, because there is something for everybody. If you like the mainstream, you have the WWE, you have the AEW. Or if you just like the indies, you have people like, Twisted Wrestling Alliance, which, in my opinion, one, it being, local for, us out here is really cool. I know you guys are up towards the Inglewood area, but that being said, I still consider it local. I don't have to drive hours. I don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on a hotel, anything like that. Like, you guys are right there. And you even said it, $15, you get free food, and you get to hang out with the wrestlers. You can't find that anywhere.
no, you
And
can't find that anywhere, as far as I know of. I mean, I'm not trying to dog any other companies or anything like that. But I think, honestly, I think it's probably one of your best, you know, bangs for the buck in the wrestling business right
yeah,
now, you know. And the economy is not great. Things are expensive, and you know, everybody gets that little hope of, hey, the gas prices are down an extra 20 cents today. Hopefully things
hmm,
are going to get cheaper, you know. Like, I'm money conscious as I can be, and I'm sure everybody else is, you know. So
oh yeah. No, it is. And like you were saying, you never know who's going to show up at your guys' events. And the one on August 2nd, I'm looking at the card and I see a Piper name. And it's not Piper Niven, but it is if I'm correct, the daughter of the legendary Roddy Piper. Y'all got to
It
kill
is
Piper.
correct.
yeah,
Correct.
that is correct. She's coming in.
Her and her
You
husband.
know, yeah, I always mispronounce his name, and I'm gonna do it again. Well, sorry, it's like Demos or
Okay,
Dimas,
yeah, I'm
or
reading it. It's kind of, that would be what I would guess is Demos.
so. And I'm not trying to, you know, dog him on that. I don't. You know, it's a different name to pronounce. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I mean, they kind of bring in all kinds of different names. You know, we got Pablo Marquez
Yes.
who comes in. Um,
Yeah.
you know, he wrestles all of the world. Literally, he's been in ECW several times.
Yeah, I was going to say, you
We
guys got that Golf Wars flag match going on.
Yeah, that should be a battle right there. That's one that I will. I'm going to be preoccupied. Obviously, I don't really have a lot of time to really ever check out the matches before my matches go on. I'm so busy trying to warm up and stretch and getting that mindset of getting in a mindset before a match is so intensive for me. I wish I could just sit back and watch the shows. Like we had Debbie Malenko, who was on the last show. I just finished my match, so I didn't really have time to really watch her match, but she can still go, man. So, but yeah, I mean, TWA brings in a little bit of something for everybody. Cuban Assassin is on the shows. He's been in WCW and a bunch of different places too. So I like I said, I think they're just trying to cater to different eras of wrestling fans. And they have that respect of trying to give back to the older generation of wrestlers and the older generation of fans and all that stuff. So I'm proud to be the face of the company, so to speak. I like I said, I've been around wrestling my whole life. I just love it, and the fact that I can be a part of this and even still going. I'm not a young man anymore either. I'm not as old as Robbie here. I'm not, no pun intended. I started when I was 17 years old, man.
Damn.
I'm almost 37 now. My first wrestling match was prom night. All my friends were going to senior prom. I was
Hell
wrestling.
yeah.
I was wrestling my senior prom. So, and I've been
Damn, see,
doing it. I've
you
been
mean
doing
there's
it
an
ever
option
since,
instead of
man.
not going to my prom? And I just sat at home.
Yeah. I mean, you probably didn't miss anything.
Nah.
So.
No, but I don't know, man. This card that you guys got going on, I just keep looking at it, man. August 2nd, 3 p.m. You guys might want to get these tickets before they're sold out. $15. And before we kind of wrap it up, I'm going to open the floor to you guys one last time and give one final word to one another.
You got the first word since you're champ.
Let's see. Look, I love you. I respect you. I really hope that you know what you're getting yourself, involved with. If you think that you're just going to bulldoze through me and it's going to be a cakewalk, it's not. It's going to be a war. It's a street fight. Anything goes. There's no time limit on this. That's got to be weighing on your brain. That's got to be weighing on your heart. No time limit. But I know that you're going to be coming through hard. I know you're going to be coming like a rabid dog, and I expect nothing less. I expect everybody who would be coming for the championship belt to be coming into a match like that. Having a title match, it is a big deal, and it definitely goes into your brain and motivates you differently than a regular match definitely would. Like, and this is my first, title defense. So I'm taking that into consideration as well, So I'm just going to say that, I hope you know what you're getting yourself into. Just know I'm ready for whatever you are going to dish out, man. So.
Good to know. Good to know. Johnny, want to thank you again for having me on. I greatly appreciate it. So I wanted to thank you before. And I've worked you before, Robbie, and we've gone to battle before. So I do know you're no walk in the park. I got it. I'll give you this, Robbie. You got bigger balls than your dad does. And you out of the two cooks, you're the tougher one of the two. So I'll give you that. But on August 2nd is going to be my night, and I'm walking out of there with that belt. So I know it's going to be a battle. I'm ready for it. Like I said, I'm coming like a rabid dog, and it is going to be a war, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to proving all my critics that are saying, are you sure you know what you're doing? Are you sure whatever. All my life, I've heard that. I've heard you're not big enough. You're not tough enough. You don't have the makeup. And guess what I've done to all my critics? I've proved them all wrong. So to my critics that are doubting me again, take your doubts, stick them up your ass as far as they will go. But like I said, Robbie, be ready for a battle. It's going to be a battle. I know you're not going to be a walk in the park, but I'm ready for it. And I'm looking forward to this match. And I'm looking forward to coming out on August 2nd, the new TWA champion. And all you critics and everything, no, your new TWA critic is Robbie Raw Dog Idol. Again, Johnny, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. Robbie,
thank you, man.
I will see you on August 2nd. Bring it. Bring everything you got, because it is going to be a war, and I'm looking forward to it.
You know, rabid dogs get put down, right? And I will put you down. I hope you know that.
Bring it. We're going to see if you can be able to put this dog down.
I mean that in the nicest way.
We're going to see if you can put this dog down.
I'm going to put you down.
We're going to see if you got what it takes to put this dog down.
Oh, I got what it takes.
We're going to find
Johnny,
out.
Thanks for having me on the show, man. I'm down to come on. I'm down to come on anytime and talk any kind of wrestling you want to do or anything like that. You know, I'm always down for that. So just let me know.
Absolutely, man, and thank both of you guys.
So thank you for having us. You know, I'm glad to promote this match. I'm glad to promote the company in any way, shape, or form that I can. Like I said, I just want to spread the love of professional wrestling, and you know, that's it. Honestly, like if you're a wrestling fan, you know, there's so much good stuff out there, you know, right now. So I appreciate wrestling fans. Yeah, that's. I'm not trying to get rambling here, man. Like I said, I'm just happy to be here and do my thing, man.
Absolutely. And before we close this out, go ahead and I'm gonna give you 30 seconds. Promote TWA. Let everybody know who you guys are and where to find you.
So TWA, also known as Twisted Wrestling Alliance, based in Englewood, Florida. We'll come up on Facebook, just Twisted Wrestling Alliance. And they got a YouTube channel. A lot of our promos and a lot of our podcasts that they film and stuff are on there. A lot of our shows and stuff are on there as well. Feel free to, you know, watch those and enjoy it. There's always new content coming out. So you never know what's going to happen in the wild world of the Twisted Wrestling Alliance. So just please, you know, like and subscribe it on YouTube. Look us up on Facebook, and you know, just I'm thankful if you will. I just want to spread the word and keep loving professional wrestling. Keep loving life and keep doing your thing, guys. Also, I'll throw in a cheap little plug here. I do have t-shirts for sale. ProWrestlingTees.com. Just type in my name, Robbie Cook, and my merchandise will pop up.
Hell yeah.
But that's it, honestly. Like I said, just the Facebook page, Twisted Wrestling Alliance, the YouTube channel, and that's really it. You know, we're doing shows about every other month right now, and we're growing pretty fast. You know, shows sell out pretty quick. You know, $15, you can't beat it with a meal. So
yeah, absolutely.
That's it, honestly. So that's all I got to say. Thank you.
All right, and once again, man, August 2nd, 3 p.m., man, Robbie Idol challenges Robbie Cook for the TWA Championship in an Englewood street fight. Again, man, I appreciate you guys coming on.
Appreciate you.
Stick around, guys, because next week we are having episode 200 for Heel Turn. So that is going to be a big celebration. Until then, man, you guys be safe, have fun, and thank you guys again for being on and having fun with us tonight.
Thank you.
No, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rock! Go fuck yourself!
You ain't no bad, I ain't got a phone. I got P's and M's and K's and O's. They're illegal, so I'm just high eyes. I was just a middle finger. Candy for my feet, the bowl and the liquor. Even though I'm a rapper, I think I'm a singer. Watch me in the car, I treat the chorus like a singer. You sound bad, I'm a South boy from South shit. This is so bro. I've seen all that fucking